You know what's funny? My therapist always told me that I should write a letter to say goodbye, but it always felt silly. I used to wonder who would ever read it and what would I even do once it was written, so I never did. I was terrified to take public speaking, and I didn't think that I'd be able to stand in front of people and let my heart show like that. But something in me said do it anyway, and who could have guessed that this class of all things would lead me right here to finally writing that letter. The eulogy I never got to say and a goodbye I've been holding in for years. I guess life works in strange ways, and sometimes it waits until we're strong enough to speak. So this is for you, Elise and Fago. Elise, I miss waking or walking late at night with you when the world was asleep and it felt like we were the only two people on Earth. I miss the spa days we didn't even plan, just waking up and deciding that the day was ours. I miss you just showing up to my house without warning and telling me to get in the car because we were going on an adventure. You were unpredictable in the best way, and the kind friend who made life feel like a movie. You made me feel safe in a world that didn't always feel safe, and you reminded me that there were still moments worth living for. And Fago, God, I miss your energy. I miss that big heart disguised under all that chaos. I miss hanging out in Kaz Park and laughing at things that didn't even make sense. I miss the 2 a.m. phone calls just because you felt like yelling into the void, and those stupid Yeti noises you would leave on my voicemail that I still hear in my head sometimes. I miss how I could walk into a room and you'd stop everything you were doing just to hug me, like I was someone who mattered. You both loved loudly, and you both loved me in ways I don't think I fully appreciated until you were gone. Losing you didn't just break my heart, it changed who I am. It forced me to see the world differently. It taught me how fragile people are, how quickly time goes, and how deep grief can sit in your bones. There are days I still reach for my phone without thinking, days where something funny happens and I think, oh my god, Elise would have screamed or Fago would have lost his mind laughing at this. And then the moment hits me and I remember you're gone. But here's the truth I've finally learned. You're not really gone. You're in the memories that replay like old movies. You're in the laughter you left behind. You're in every version of me that you helped shape just by loving me. You live in the way I show up for the people I care about, in the way I tried to make others feel like they matter, in the way I know how to love fiercely, recklessly, and wholeheartedly. And maybe this isn't goodbye after all. Maybe this is just me finally saying the words I never got to say when I still had the chance. So thank you for loving me, for teaching me, for leaving fingerprints on who I am. I miss you, and I carry you, and I'll keep carrying you for the rest of my life. And sometimes I catch myself wondering what life would look like if you were still here. We'd still be where we'd be sitting right now, who we've grown into together, what milestones we would have celebrated side by side instead of only in my mind. And there are so many things I wish I could tell you both. I wish I can tell you that I'm finally learning to love myself, that I'm trying really hard to break old habits instead of letting them break me, that I'm healing in slow motion, but I am healing, that even on my darkest days, it's the love you gave me, not the pain of losing you, that keeps me going. I wish I could tell you about my son and how much joy he brings into my world. You would have loved him, and he would have loved you too. The way you laughed, the way you hyped me up, the way you can make anything fun, the both of you. And I think about how lucky he would have been to grow up with yous in his life. And even though he never got to meet you, he will always know your names. Every time I choose patience instead of anger, you're there. Every time I protect my peace instead of ignoring my worth, you're there. Every time I put love first, even when it scares me, you're there. You didn't just leave memories behind, you left a blueprint for the kind of love I want to give to the world. And there's this one memory that plays in my head like a movie I can never skip. The three of us laughing so hard we couldn't breathe. Not because anything made sense, but because in that moment, being together was reason enough. Time didn't matter. Life didn't matter. Nothing mattered except that we had each other. I didn't realize then how rare that kind of love was, how rare you two were. You don't get many people like that in one lifetime. If I could talk to you right now, I'd tell you that I'm sorry I didn't see my worth sooner. I'd tell you that I'm sorry I pulled away when I was hurting, instead of letting you hold me the way you always did. But I'd also tell you thank you for loving me anyway, for you staying even when I didn't know how to stay for myself. And I hope, wherever you two are, you're proud of me. I hope you see me trying, and I hope you see me growing into someone who loves as loudly as you did. Somebody who doesn't just survive, but lives. Because the truth is, I'll always miss you. That won't change. But missing you isn't the only part of our story anymore. Now there's gratitude, there's growth, strength, and love. The kind that doesn't end just because yours life did. Thank you for letting me be vulnerable with you guys.